Hey, thanks for stopping by Held by Legends, signed by heroes for my Froilan Fernandez birthday party show. Who, you say? Oh, maybe you know him by his nickname, Nanny. That doesn't help you? How about if I say 1949 American Association MVP, Nanny Fernandez? No, that still doesn't help? I don't feel bad for not knowing who this 5'9", 170-pound LA, California boy is. I didn't expect you to know who he is, but now you know a little bit about Froilan Fernandez, nicknamed Nanny, born on this day, October 25th, back in 1918. And during his decade in pro ball, played third base, shortstop, and outfield for two big league teams, the Boston Braves and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Nanny's first year of pro baseball was in 1939 with the Yakima Pippins of the Western International League, and he was still with them to start 1940 before being called up to the San Francisco Seals of the Pacific Coast League, where he'd take over at shortstop and play in 95 games for the Seals that season. It was in 1941 Nanny Fernandez played in 177 games for the Seals and would lead the Pacific Coast League in doubles, triples, stolen bases, and RBIs. Yeah, Nanny Fernandez was a really fast runner, but he also stood around a lot that season, meaning he was at the plate a lot. He led the league with 706 at-bats, and even with all those at-bats, Nanny had a .327 batting average, second best in the league, and his 19 home runs was one shy of the league leader. How was he not the league MVP? San Diego Padres pitcher Yank Terry had a record of 26-8 and led the PCL in all pitching categories. That's why. So with an MVP caliber type season under his belt, Nanny Fernandez was on everybody's radar, including the Boston Braves, who bought him from the San Francisco Seals, and right away he became the Braves' starting third baseman. Which brings us to Nanny Fernandez's MLB debut, April 14th, 1942, and it's MLB's opening day. The Braves are visiting the Phillies at Shibe Park, and in his big league debut, Nanny was the best player on the diamond that day, getting 3 hits and an RBI to help the Braves get a 2-1 on-the-road opening day victory. He would play in 145 games for the Braves that season before being called up to an even higher calling. Nanny Fernandez was called up by Uncle Sam just days before the start of the 1943 MLB season and would miss 3 years of pro ball while in the military during World War II, serving at the Long Beach Army Air Force Base in California. Corporal Fernandez was now playing government ball in the military for his country with Major League All-Stars Harry Danning and Max West, as well as Hall of Famer Red Ruffing. And it's during this time that Corporal Nanny Fernandez had a hit streak of 44 straight games in 1943, and in the 1944 game played at Wrigley Field West in Los Angeles, his servicemen All-Stars beat a team that was comprised of players from the Los Angeles Angels and Hollywood Stars, two top-notch PCL clubs with really good players. Nanny went 2 for 4 in that game, with his team winning 16-6. Corporal Fernandez was then shipped off to Hawaii in 1945 to join St. Louis Cardinals All-Star Lou Riggs and his team, the 313th Bomb Wing Flyers. That team went with the Army Air Force team when they traveled together on their Pacific baseball tour. When World War II was over, Nanny returned to the Braves for the 1946 and 1947 seasons, with 1948 season spent in the minors with Boston's top affiliate, the Milwaukee Brewers. So after being with the Braves organization since 1942, the Braves would sell Nanny in 1949 to the Brooklyn Dodgers. And he would start the season in the American Association with Brooklyn's affiliate, the St. Paul Saints. But he wasn't in the Dodger organization for long because in May they traded him to the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was with the Pirates organization in 1949, playing with their top affiliate, the Indianapolis Indians, that Nanny Fernandez would have the best season of his career. His stat line of a .312 batting average, 21 home runs, and 128 RBIs were a few of the reasons Nanny Fernandez was named 1949 MVP of the American Association League. That Indianapolis team he was on was managed by Hall of Famer Al Lopez, and they would go on to win the Junior World Series that season. That MVP nod would earn Nanny Fernandez another call-up to the big show, this time with the Pittsburgh Pirates for the 1950 season, playing in 65 games for the club, but those would be his last games in the majors, and spent 1951 back in the minors with Indianapolis Indians. There's Nanny's autograph right there. The California boy would play the rest of his baseball career back on the West Coast in the PCL, playing with the Seattle Rainiers in 1952 and 53, playing alongside Steve Nagy and Bob Hall. The 1954 and 55 seasons were spent with the Sacramento Solons. And that's when my dad and my grandpa saw Nanny play a few times and got a couple of his autographs from that 1955 season, which happened to be Nanny Fernandez's last season playing pro ball. All told, over the 14 seasons, Nanny Fernandez played in 1,789 pro baseball games. I don't know if that includes games played while in the military. Dad has over 20 autographs from that 55 Solons team. I've done shows on about half of them so far. Few of the players you didn't know about. Some I didn't expect you to know, but now you do. And now you know a little bit about Froilan Fernandez, nicknamed Nanny, who was born 106 years ago on this day.